Morning, Magicals. As promised, we're going to do the April reading this morning. I do think I'm going to do a pop-up reading with this one simply because we're going to be working with the energies of this Neptune and Aries, right? I nearly said Neptune and Pisces. I do want to do a little pop-up reading just so that those of you who want some direction around that will be able to get some clarity. On top of which, I just thought I'd let you know I did my own cards this morning. For those of you who watched the video yesterday about the energy updates, I will put the link in the description box below if you haven't. But how were these two cards that came out in my personal readings? So, I thought that was quite interesting. We spoke about the impossible being possible and miracle energy yesterday, and those two came up in my reading this morning. Okay, guys, so I'm not going to go in depth into the Neptune in Aries energy. We just spoke about it yesterday. I will put the link below. But what I do want to say is that it's that powerful energy of now going for our dreams, right? And being supported in that. The words I'm getting are elevation and expansion, right? So let's just see where the reading goes. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with a divine feminine energy. I did have a laugh, though, when I was doing my readings this morning. I had said yesterday that Kalima was around a lot, and she was one of the, oh my God, I've just cut the deck, and look what's there. Mother Mary, miracles. You can't make this up. And look here, ambition, Nike, go for it. Okay, so I had actually shuffled these. I just wanted to do another quick one. Kalima showed up in one of the decks that I had used this morning. So I think this afternoon, once my work and clients are done, I will sit down and start looking at spending some time with her probably this afternoon and maybe try and get that video out because she's clearly wanting to connect and have the conversation. So we'll go from there. Okay, so Kelso, what do we have? Please, just one goddess card for us to start. What aspect of the divine feminine is supporting us at this point in time? For those that do want to do the pop-up reading, it will go in exactly the same layout as this reading today. It will be voice note so that you get the pictures of the cards and then you get to keep the messages. That's too many cards. Oh my God, you can't make this up. Look who's shown up. Kalima. You've got to be kidding me. I'm going to keep her out for the moment, but I only wanted one card. I feel like that's just her stepping forward saying I am around. But I feel like there's one more card that we need to get for this reading. Just bear with me, please. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so let's do that there. I'm actually going to put that over there to give us a bit more space. Mart, the truth, Egyptian goddess of truth. Right. So this is about us getting clear about what we want, where we want to go. I've said this to you for months and months and months, years and years and years. But it's imperative that we know where we're wanting to go, where we're wanting to be. This card here speaks of Kali as liberation, right? So we end things, we end processes, we end situations in order for us to move forward and have liberation to go forward into what we need to do, where we need to be, the people who need to come into our space. It's very much that energy. It's so funny that she's got two crosses over here. I did channel a fair part, not a fair part. I did channel a little bit. She gave me a message last night, and it was about, oh my God, I think it was something about the truth as well. There was a sword and a shield and a helmet and a breastplate, and I think the truth came up in that. I must just double check. Okay, so we've got Kalima stepping forward already, saying that she's there to help end out these cycles. And Mart is very much the energy of this card is very much about telling yourself the truth, getting clear on your truth. Okay, so let's have a look and see where we go from there. You can't make this up. Mother Mary showing up with the miracles. I'm loving this energy so much. I promise you, I've just cut the deck again, and they're miracles again. Guys, if this is not like clear enough for everybody, then I don't know what else Spirit can do to kind of get the messages across. Okay, Kelso, a few cards for general energy, please. I'm laughing because the first card out is freedom, which Kalima says liberation. So I had a quick chuckle there. Okay, one more card, please. Thank you. Put those over there. Let's see. So, Kalima backs us up here. It's the okay. So this is the Time Traveler's Oracle, and the card reads number 16, freedom. It's that 7 number, right? They're taking a leap of faith. The 1963 I Have a Dream speech. Okay, freedom again. Here, Kali, liberation. Right? It's about working towards our freedom, guys. I spoke to you in one of the energy updates a little while ago about what we're letting into our energy in terms of, how do I say this? In terms of what we are taking in with social media, etc., etc. We also are feeling very trapped at the moment given the current circumstances worldwide, okay? And I'm hearing very clearly them saying, don't worry about the big picture so much at this point. In terms of the collective stuff, focus on what you can do to get to where you need to be, right? I said to you, we need to look at our truth. Machu Picchu, Peru, very, very, very powerful space. And then we've got here Southeast Asia, a prehistoric bamboo forest in Southeast Asia. 30, we've got planning and flexibility. Okay, so this tells me very clearly that we are now working towards obtaining our freedom. We are working towards becoming the best version of ourselves. It was interesting. I listened to a reader about 2 days ago, and he was talking about Neptune in Aries, and he was like, the last time this happened, big stuff changed for us collectively, but also on personal levels. Things like in America, the slave trade ended. There were big things that happened. Lincoln was assassinated. There was big stuff happening, playing out, right? We have to let that play out. We can do our roles in that, and we can speak our truth and do what we need to do. But we need to focus on ourselves. I'm hearing this very clearly. The planning in that we're doing is that we still carry on finding our joy, finding our purpose, following our dreams. There's very much an energy here with these 2 cards of freedom, right? About not letting what's going on in the collective hold us back. I'm hearing that what's going on in the collective is very much a part of the grand plan, and we need to just let it play out as it has to. We cannot control that. We can only take control to a certain, well, even there, to a certain extent, of our personal freedom, right? It's how we choose to move forward at this point. We've been given the opportunity. Oh, there we go. We've been given the opportunities to expand and to elevate ourselves. Don't play small and don't hold yourself back because of what's happening collectively. I keep on going back to collective energy. Okay, right. So let's do this quickly. We're going to quickly. What I meant was pick them up. But these cards, I love these cards, but I use them so seldom because they are so difficult for me to shuffle. Okay, so these are the good tarot by Colette Baron Reid. What we're going to do is we're going to ask a couple of questions and see where this takes us. Carl's was saying to me, just be open-minded. Just be open-minded. That's the message I'm getting here. Okay. Right. So the first question I want to know, please, Kelso, how is this shift into Aries with Neptune assisting us? How is this shift into Aries assisting us? Okay. Thank you. Oh, what a beautiful message. What a beautiful message. Well, first and foremost, we've got Fortune's Wheel and Justice. Okay, so Fortune's Wheel is the Wheel of Fortune, obviously. What I want to say about justice, interesting. the scales of balance, and then there's a sword of truth, right? Kali's got the sword here, and Mart is about truth. Okay. Sorry, my dog Alex has just intoxicated the air quite substantially here for a moment. I had to just try and catch my breath. Mart's truth is there is an element of justice to Mart if you look back at the Egyptian gods and goddesses and that. So it's interesting that these two cards have come up. I would kind of read these two cards as the same card. This is saying that what Aries is, this transition into Aries with Neptune, it's turning things in our favor. Opportunities are going to come our way. What we need to do is ensure that we are ready for opportunity, because it doesn't matter how many opportunities come our way. If we do not actually take the opportunity to take the opportunity that presents itself, but are also not clear on whether it's an opportunity we really want, because not every opportunity is something we need to take. Let's be clear on that. It's like every person who hits on you, you don't need to date. It's that same energy. Again, it's about that clarity. They keep on coming back to this, like, get clear on what you want. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This I have a dream is popping up in front of me, and also saying it's almost like you need to declare what it is that you are dreaming about, what it is that you are wanting to create reality. Because the moment I do this with all my clients when we start our readings, tell me what you want from this reading, because where your intention is where your energy goes. And he's saying this is very much an intentional time and being clear on where we're wanting to go. So we can do the planning, but obviously we have to be flexible, guys, because we can't control everything, and the universe does know better than we do. But it's that energy of planning, doing, but allowing as well, is what I'm being told. The last two are two nines here, which is quite nice. You've got the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Fire, and the Nine of Earth. This is about, I'm hearing reward for tenacity. Okay. The Nine of Wands traditionally is the wounded warrior. It's that perseverance. It's that not giving up. It's that keeping going, right? Being focused on the dream and keeping going. Right? It's almost like keeping that flame alive. And you can see it's represented in stars. So we make wishes on stars, don't we? You wish upon a star. Whereas the Nine of Pentacles is about independence and look, if it doesn't mean that if you're in a relationship you're going to be single. This is about having autonomy of your own life. You do not want to be in a relationship where you are dependent on somebody for something. That is codependency, and I spoke about this in one of the other, maybe it was a personal reading actually, where spirit came through with, you need to focus on symbiosis and not codependency. There's a difference. Okay, so what I'm going to just give me a second, I'm just lifting this up a little bit because it's a little bit difficult for me to hold the cards for you guys to see. I need it to be a bit higher there, sorry. What they're saying here is that everything is turning with the shift. We start off with two major arcana, first and foremost. We've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice card here. This is about karma. Both cards speak to karma. Okay, so it feels like what we have been working on, what we have been planning for, what we have dedicated ourselves to will come to fruition. That is what it is bringing to the table for us, this transit of Neptune into it. Again, though, with this card here, it's about putting in the work. Okay, the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior doesn't get to the end just by, grabbing a taxi and going. This is a battle overcome. This has been hardship that's been defeated. Okay, it's going to have been not always having gotten what you wanted at the time you wanted it, or just not seeing things materialize, but persisting with your dream. And that's very much the energy I'm feeling around this. I also just want to note you've got here two nines. You've got the Nine of Fire and the Nine of Earth, right? And then you've got 10 and 11. It feels like a sequence of events playing out. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Just bear that in mind. Okay, so that's what this brings to the table. Opportunity for us to live our truth, engage in our truth. Okay, and truth doesn't just mean, like saying specific things. Remember that your throat chakra requires that you live authentically, about speaking your truth. When we talk about big picture, speaking your truth, it's very much about living authentically. There's no other way to say it. Okay. What I do want to say is I do feel like April really is a game-changing month, guys. It's not a joke when I say that. I feel like this is very much a turning point in this year for the next couple of years. Remember, we're in a 9 collective year. I feel like this is kind of a launch pad month. And I think if we use the energy of that launch pad energy, I think things will change quite rapidly for us thereafter. Okay. What do we need to know about April, please? What do we know? What do we need to be aware of in April, please? There. What do we need to be aware of? Here. Okay, so I'm hearing very clearly here, following your intuition, working with your intuition and getting guided. You've got the Four of Air and Messenger of Air. Those are the first two cards that have come up. I didn't see that card. That one snuck in there. What I'm going to say here is that don't rush this month. There is no need for rushing. This is about taking time to recalibrate, to rest. Remember, I said to you, well, I don't know if those of you who watched the energy update, I said to you that the 5 days I had no internet, I took those days to recalibrate and refocus on things that needed to be sorted out. It's very much that kind of energy with this. Okay, so what I want to say to you around this is that this month, take your time, sit in meditation, guys. Meditation is going to be key this month. I did say that we need to ground ourselves and all that with the energy. We do need to do that. I feel like you will be guided to your next steps. I think the Messenger of Air is normally about honest, truthful communication, right? It's normally the Knight of Swords coming in with communication. What I want to say, look, it could be that you get verbal confirmation on something. You could get offers on something, opportunities, right? But what Kelso is saying to me is that the opportunities coming in through the Wheel of Fortune are going to be something that you are going to be divinely guided to. This Four of Air is about meditation and healing and patience and quiet. There's no rush in that card. The Messenger of Air is saying that if you take that time to activate the energy of stillness and meditation and contemplation, the answers that you need in terms of all sorts of things, in terms of healing, in terms of direction, in terms of next steps, it will come to you. Okay. We now have 7 of Earth, 7 of Pentacles, and 3 of Air. I'm hearing here, just have patience, guys. Have patience. This is not something that you want to rush. This turning point is such a big deal. Like, I keep on coming back to this, but people are just not believing me. This turning point is really a big deal for us. It allows us to really tap into unlimited potential. You've seen it every time I've opened the card deck, so I've drawn a card or something. There have been miracles around us. We need to get into that flow. This kind of consciousness where you are in meditation, where you are open to all possibilities, where you are quietening your mind in order to hear spirit speaking to you, that is absolutely imperative. Okay, so 7 of Earth is, you will start to see the seeds that you have planted starting to come to fruition. The 3 of Air is about, don't get disappointed on timing. Okay, this is where this flexibility energy comes in. Understand that you can do the planning, you can do the work, you can set this in motion, but divine timing is going to come into play here. This card here, the Wheel of Fortune, is about divine timing. What I want to say to you, and I need to make this clear for everybody if I haven't said this in a reading before, Divine timing is not a time. Everybody mistakes divine timing for an actual time. It is a point of frequency, guys. It is when you align with what you are wanting and what is meant for you. So I'm hearing with the three of air here is that you will actually create your own heartache if you are trying to rush situations, if you are not being flexible, and if you're standing stoic in your timing, what you want when you want it. Okay, so just please be aware of that. Don't be your own worst enemy. Because at the end of the day, this month is setting us up for a completion of a cycle, the world energy. It's not just the completion of a cycle, it's an achievement. It's having done what you've needed to do, having let go of what you've needed to let go of. I keep coming back to letting go, guys. You cannot receive the new if your hands are filled with the old. It's that simple. And then you have the Four of Wands, the Four of Fire. This is all about stability in any area of your life. I'm doing this as a very general reading for April. So if you are looking for love, this is it. If you are looking for stability, this is it. If you are looking for peace in your home, this is it. Okay, the fours are always about stability. Even here, the Four of Air, you've got a double four here, Four of Air, is talking to you about stabilizing your mental space, about clearing the mental clutter from that space in order for you to move forward. Okay, so it's important that you realize that if you have the patience, you put in the work, you have the patience, you end up completing the cycle that needs to be completed, and the rest of the year then can move forward to where you need to be going. Okay, this is actually a really beautiful reading. There is nothing on this table that is hard or unpleasant, or the only thing that's going to get in our way, I feel, in April is our stubborn. And that's easy to do. We all carry it. So if you can relinquish that, the more you do your meditations and the more you just sit in stillness, I'm finding it. I am actually trying to be better about it. I always profess that we need to do meditations, and I'm not always 100% regular with mine. But the more I am doing it, the more I'm finding that I'm getting to that point where I am just surrendering to everything. I am totally surrendering to everything. Okay, so what do we need to action this month, please? What do we need to do? I know that you've said we need to meditate and all of that. Is there anything else we need to be aware of in terms of our actions, thoughts, anything like that? Sorry, I was told not to take that one. I was going to, but I'm not allowed to. Give me a second. Oh, that was a little bit of a dance there. You want those two? Yes. Okay. This has been. Anything else? Sorry, I just feel like there's some more cards. There we go. Right. Right. So, Emperor and transformation. Another four, guys. Just heads up, we've got another four. So, what I want to say to you, and another two major arcana that come out first. So, this is like the universe going, pay attention. Right? Major arcana, make it major arcana that. So, what we need to be aware of is managing ourselves. The Emperor is in control. He is an emperor in his light side, and what I mean by light side is in his power, in his healthy energy, right? So where he's not playing into his shadow, is controlled. He plans. He's strategic. We spoke about planning up here. Remember, we said planning, but flexible. So they will. Emperors will always have a backup plan if something goes wrong. It is very much about taking control of ourselves and not being rigid. The Empress shadow side takes them into spaces of control and rigidity, which is not what we need now. This is about taking control of yourself and allowing the transformation to happen. It is imperative that you understand at this point, and this is what I'm being told by Kelso, the transformation is coming ready or not. How you process it and how it affects you are going to be completely on how you handle the energy this month. Okay, it is a big month, guys. It is not a joke. The spirit, and it's not actually Kelso, it's spirit. There's a collective saying to me, do what you can and leave the rest to us. Okay, do what you can and leave the rest to us is the message I'm getting. Right. The reason that we are going to need to go through this transformation is that if you have the patience, there's a walking. Okay, so we've got the 7 and the 8 of cups, right? There's a progression here. And then you've got a 9 at the end of it. So you've got 7, 8, 9. Not joking. Then you've got 10 and 11 here as well. So a lot of sequential numbers, which tells me that everything is happening as it's meant to. It is lining up in the ways that it is meant to. Okay? Everything will happen as it is meant to. But the 7 of water, they're saying to me, after this transformation happens and this you're going through this process, you will have clarity. There is not going to be any more confusion, no more illusion, no more indecision, because bearing in mind that's very much Pisces energy. Let's be clear on that. We are now leaving that behind with Neptune in Aries. Okay, so this is very much about stepping away from that and going, okay, this is what I need to do. Now, the 8 of water is about walking away to something better. Okay, I think that's what people tend to fail to understand. We have such a problem with the concept of walking away from something when actually we are going to something better, right? So what I want to say to you is that make sure that you are patient through this transformation. It is a big transformation. Guys, I cannot. I'm really looking, actually, I was a little bit nervous yesterday, but I'm really looking forward to sitting with Kalima this afternoon and getting this channeling. But understand that when Kalima shows up, when Kali shows up, the cycles of like death and rebirth come into play. She does not mess around. Okay, this is the ending of big, big cycles. This is the ending of a lot of years of cycles, right? That is a lot of energy to walk away from. It's a huge amount of energy to walk away from. So please be aware of that. Please be aware that you're going to be walking away into spaces that are for your benefit. You're walking towards what you want, because technically if we had the 9 of cups here, you would have chosen, right? You'd have clarity on what needs to be left behind, and you would make that decision because you know that you're walking towards your wishes for being fulfilled. The 9 of cups is a wish fulfillment. So it's imperative energy, it's important energy, but requires some patience. We spoke about the 7 of pentacles, not to try and rush this. There is such a slow, steady kind of energy in this reading today. Normally I'm like, not rushing through, but I tend to go through things quite quickly. And there's just this ease of going through it all, getting what needs to be done. There's no like massive rush for this. So there's a very calm energy around all of this. But it in turn needs you to be calm, right? I feel no rush for this. So therefore it is playing out as it's meant to, if that makes sense. I know that sounds like a bit of a lame kind of example, but that's exactly what I'm being told. Okay, just have a sip of water, sorry. Right, you have a 9 of air here now. So one of the things that will be left behind is the mental constructs, the stories that you tell yourself, the stuff that keeps you trapped in your head. Remember I said that doing this, being in meditation, being in the stillness, communing with spirit, this is going to change the game for you. If that can become what's the word I'm looking for? If it can become like a daily routine, and I'm not saying you have to dedicate an hour to it every day, but the truth of the matter is I, in the last couple of weeks, have been going through quite a bit, healings, all sorts of things, and energetically I have been very frustrated, and mentally I have been tired and a little anxious and all of that, right? Which I don't normally really suffer from anxiety badly. I have moments, but I'm not really an anxious person by nature. but I felt it. I have felt it. And I found that just doing, even if I just sit down and I do a few minutes of like affirmations, and I'll listen to guided ones. So there's a subliminal message going on in the background. You know that I love my guy, Steve Noble. I'll do affirmations, or I'll do healing transmissions, or I'll do actual meditations, full on meditations. But whatever it has really gotten me to a place of just being calm. Okay. And that is what you're needing here. One of the things you will be leaving behind is the anxiety. We create so much anxiety for ourselves because we don't know what's coming. We are living in the future. We are not being present in the moment. And when we do that, what happens is that we are, in essence, depriving ourselves of the joys of the moment. One of the things that came up in that energy reading yesterday was that we need to do things joyfully. We cannot do that if we are stressed and anxious and living in the future. The future is not here. There's nothing we can do about that. We have to just literally take things for what they are and move with it. Right, there is nothing else we can do. We can put the work in, we can do our meditations, we can plant the seeds, and we just wait. It's that do what you can, Spirit said, the collective, do what you can, and let us do the rest. Beautiful energy. I feel like it's going to be closing off a big cycle here, one that brings in a lot of stability and a lot of happiness. The Four of Wands in traditional tarot is that it's actually a Hindu wedding. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. So it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. Right. I mean, guided just use this little deck here, the Harmony deck, to just quickly give us an outcome. I say quickly, not really quickly, but I'm so used to saying quickly. Right. Let's see. What is the outcome for April, please? What are we... In fact, you know what? Show us some of the really good stuff, please. Guys, the universe was just going, I'm not stuttering, Mara, I'm not stuttering. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You want this card? Right, okay, thank you. Anything else for the outcome, please? Or for any other messages that we need? I feel like there's one card that really wants to come out, and it's just not coming out. Yeah, I can't lie to you. I mean, we've got the Eight of Cups again. Right, and the World again, and the High Priestess. Okay, so this is saying the ending of cycles, the completion, the being more in tune with yourself, so that moving forward, you will make better decisions. You will be clear. We have this here, the Queen of Swords, on what serves you, what no longer serves you, what you want in your space, what you don't want into your space. And then there is the Page of Pentacles. Being clear, right, on what opportunities you are wanting to take and what opportunities are going to be beneficial for you. It is really, really important. So another two major arcanas coming out. They're telling me that also with the Eight of Cups coming out again over here, with the Knight of Swords, the moment, and then you've got the Three of Pentacles, right, which is about collaboration and growth and that. The moment that you get to this point and you are clear on all of this energy and you are focused on where you're wanting to move forward to, so you are focusing on what you want in the future, but you're not just focusing on the future. There is a big difference in energy there, guys. Okay? They're saying that the moment you start learning to walk away, at the time that you realize that something is not for you, right? if you can start learning to walk away at the time you realize something is not for you. So when you see that, for example, this is a silly example, but when you see that someone's got a red flag, you're not waiting for the whole factory black line to appear. You're not trying to see if they've got them in different shapes and sizes, right? You're going to take the red flag as it is and go, okay, this is not for me. The moment you do that, everything you want starts coming in really, really quickly. The Knight of Swords is one of the faster moving cards of the deck. Okay, so it's very much about, yes, we can't control divine timing, but we can control the amount of resistance that we create to it. I think that's an important message. I think that's a very, very important message, because we can delay things with that. Okay, I've been told that I need to get a closing off guidance from the ancient stones. Okay, right. Let's see, what do the ancients do? I'm so obsessed with this deck, it's not even funny. I'm really in love with it. Can we have some shots? Can we have some guidance, please? Closing guidance for the collecting, please. Okay. Come on. Soul agreement, soul mission, soul plan, life purpose. Get clear on your dreams, get clear on where you want to be, get clear on what you want in store for you. What do you want your life to look like? This is a key turning point, guys. It's not a joke. Okay, they're saying this is the time now. Hidden treasure, you're on the right track, gift revealed. So the faster that you go into these situations and the faster you are engaging with your intuition, remember I said to you, okay, the more you spend time doing that, the more the gifts that you're wanting to come through will come through. Just keep going on that path. Again, it's that wounded warrior, the tenacity, the have patience, the have faith kind of energy. The last card is a cracker. Watch this one. We spoke about freedom and where you want to be and what you want to do. The last card says, pave your own way. Leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. And here, what do we have here? She's walking away. She's walking into her own destiny, into her own future. I mean, you really can't make this up. You've got to love spirit when it's like, seriously, Mara. Okay, the last card, I promise. They wanted me to get an Avalon message. So I'm just going to give you a message quickly from Avalon. And then we are good to go. Oh, come on. You got to love it. Heal through changing your story. Begin this moment. Don't look back. Oh, come on. I said to you, with the messenger of air, where was it? 9 of air. Here. The things we keep ourselves trapped in mentally. Okay? Those are stories that we tell ourselves. Here. Begin in this moment. Change your story. Don't look back. Forge your own path forward. Right? What is the next message? Let's see. What's this next one? Surrender yourself to the flow of life and see how you can influence your future. Keep moving forward and your life purposes will manifest. So I'm laughing because, I don't know, Spirit has been so clear in their messages lately. Surrender yourself to the flow of life. Flexibility, guys. We spoke about this. This is about doing what you can and surrendering the rest. Okay? Surrender is a big part of allowing. I said this to you. If you let them do what they need to do, they'll do it. But you have to take the action to keep going forward. It's that simple. You really can't. You can't be stagnant and expect to like suddenly jump timelines and move towards what you want. I really hope that this has helped. I know it's been a bit of a longer one, but it is an important month, this guy. It is a really big month. It's a really big turning point. Okay. So for those of you, if you want to do the pop-up reading, I will my WhatsApp number will be below in the description box, and I will put the link in for yesterday's reading for those who haven't done it, about the impossible being possible. Okay, I'm sending you lots of love, and then I'm going to try and spend some time with Kalima this afternoon, and hopefully we will get some get some really good clarity on her from her. I do want to say that it does feel like it's quite a big energy, like it's um I almost want to say like a going to war, but please, I don't mean war as in like fighting battles between people dying and stuff like that. I think it's kind of the battle for our independence. It's the battle for our souls, in the sense that um, our soul path, our life purpose, our soul joy, our soul joy. Okay, so I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will catch you on the flip side. Big loves, and then I will probably put out the Kalima video tomorrow if I can. Big loves, guys. Have a beautiful one.